It's gear test day at Bushcraft Northwest, and today I'll be reviewing the Unigear Space Dome two-person tent. So full disclosure, Unigear reached out to me and asked if I would do some reviews of their products, and they sent me these free of charge. I'm not getting paid to do their reviews. I have no affiliation with them, and they just want some honest feedback on the products that they make. So that's what we're going to give them today. Well, first off, let's open up this package and see what we've got inside and get this guy set up. This is interesting. I like how this stuff sack is configured. You just drop the tent in instead of trying to stuff it in. Here we have our tent stakes. Nice shepherd hook aluminum tent stakes. And we have our poles for setup. Also very nice. These are aluminum, which you wouldn't normally find in a tent that is selling right now for $91. I much prefer aluminum to the cheaper fiberglass options, so good on them for that. And it looks like we have a few smaller poles. All right, let's get the tent down and let's see what it looks like. All right, it's heating up a little bit out here today. Now, at the moment, it kind of looks like your basic dome tent, but these smaller poles go into these sleeves and give us some more headroom, apparently. So let's get that set up. From the pictures, looks like this goes up top like that, and then ties into these little grommets. Like that. And one more on the other side. Stake out these corners. So sitting in this tent, the first thing I notice is this extra headroom on the sides. It's very noticeable how much more space I have on my side of the tent if you were running this as a two-person tent. If I do run a dome tent in the past, I would always just be by myself because I never thought they were big enough for two people, really, with your gear and the sides not really being usable. But this one you really could if you like the other person enough to run, I think, this as a pretty comfortable two-person tent, because you can actually use your side for changing clothes and cooking or putting your boots on or whatever else, and you're not so cramped. Actually, I really like that. Lots of mesh in here. Feels very open. Very nice design. And yeah, these little extra poles on the side giving this extra lift to the corners here of the tent are really cool. I did print out the spec sheet, and I wanted to compare this tent to some others just to give us some idea of the features and what you're getting with this tent. So this Unigear is $91 on their website. I have a REI half dome here that is $329 on their website, $329. And then the Eureka NX2, which is another dome tent from Eureka, 2-person tent. And I didn't write the price. I think it was around $120. So closer to this Unigear price range. But the features are really, really different. I think personally, if you look through the spec sheet, you'll find that the Unigear has a lot more in common with the REI tent than it does with the Eureka tent. The fiberglass poles on the Eureka tent, for me, that's kind of a no-go. These aluminum poles are usually featured on much more expensive tents, like this REI one. I think, you know, looking at the spec sheet, the weight is probably the biggest factor. If you were going to backpack this tent, it comes in at 6.5 pounds on my scales. The REI says packed weight 4 pounds, 11.5 ounces. So that's considerably lighter. And the Eureka is 5 pounds, 5 ounces, according to their spec sheet. So the heaviest of all three here, but of course you pay for those space-aged or, you know, nicer lightweight materials that you would get with that REI half dome tent. But again, it is $329. So I think a lot of this just depends on, you know, how are you going to use this tent, your dome tent? Are you a through hiker that cuts the tags out of your clothes? Obviously, this is not your tent. But if you're not too worried about carrying a couple extra pounds and or a car camping, canoe camping, something like that, where this extra space is going to be valuable to you, then so far so good. The construction looks nice. Zippers seem good. All the stitching seems like it's well done. From what I understand, the seams are taped and waterproof, so that's cool. Well, let's keep going here with our setup, and then we can put the rainfly on and see what else we got. Well, this bit is kind of interesting. On that side, you have your regular sort of elliptical zipper system. And on this side, looks like you have an option of either just rolling this up or making myself a little veranda. Well, just to summarize, I think all in all, very well thought out tent, nice design features. I like this little different system of opening up the rainfly, and great headroom inside, good features. Again, the aluminum poles, a feature of much more expensive tents. I think you get an awful lot for $91 with this tent. The only downside, of course, is the weight, 6.5 pounds. That may put it out of the backpacking range for some of you. Again, if you're car camping, canoe camping, something like that, not an issue. If you don't mind carrying a few extra pounds, it's not really an issue. So that's on you as to what you're looking for. But so far, I have to say I'm definitely impressed with what they've done. And they've also sent me a sleeping bag, so I'm going to crash in here tonight, and I'll let you know how the bag and the tent work together in my next video. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. To learn more about our products, courses, and videos, please visit us at bushcraftnorthwest.com.